I'm telling you, I am so excited for this Ageless Thyroid. I mean, the name says it all. Ageless. Your thyroid, if your thyroid is healthy, everything is healthy.
Hey, everybody, it's Dr. Jack.
And Mary.
And we are here with podcast number 148.
Yeah, bringing Ageless Thyroid to the world. We launched today. We did something we've been working on for 2 years. There you go. Drum roll. Woo!
We have been working on this for 2 years.
Yes. This most amazing product, Ageless Thyroid, we're bringing it to the world today. What is it? September 12th is my son's birthday.
September 12th, 2018.
Yep. It's September 12th, 2018. We are launching this to the world. This has helped so many people. We compounded this, 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. And we are bringing it to the world.
We have sold thousands of bottles over the last 2 years. We've tested on this group, tested it on that, get user appreciation, testimonials, experiences, results back to us. And now we are launching a huge campaign to take this to the world.
I'm telling you, I am so excited for this Ageless Thyroid. I mean, the name says it all. Ageless. Your thyroid, if your thyroid is healthy, everything is healthy. It produces the most important hormone in your body. It's not the master gland, the thyroid, the pituitary, and you could say the hypothalamus, but the thyroid produces the master hormone in the body that tells everything, every system in the body what to do.
I remember Dr. Brockington from school.
Ageless thyroid is the most important hormone.
Well, it's that's close. It was in endocrinology. It's a 3.5-month class in the endocrine system.
And how did he say it?
Thyroxine is the most powerful hormone in the human body. He was from Alabama, from the South.
That's beautiful. Well, it is. And this is why it's so important to support it. Not just take hormone replacement therapy, HRT, and take Thyroid or levothyroxine.
Thyroid is one of the first drugs created. Way long ago.
It gave women everything.
Yes.
Instantly it was like cocaine. It was like, oh, wow, my thyroid's not performing properly, so let's just give the hormone. And bam, who's going to give up on that? Hormones are the most powerful thing in the world. One little hormone makes a boy and a girl a girl.
Oh, yeah.
So to give somebody hormones is like a drug. I mean, obviously.
Well, you imbalance the whole system when you start taking hormones orally, because when you take hormones orally, the brain is sitting there through the hypothalamus, and the hypothalamus is saying, where did that come from? Mm-hmm. I didn't order that. And so it has to start doing some feedback mechanisms.
It adjusts.
To balance it out and to adjust this and to adjust that. And eventually you get burnout.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's your own atrophy. I don't know that it's burnout so much as your own thyroid atrophies. And it just
I mean the entire hormonal system.
Yeah.
It's trying to do this. The pituitary is trying to do this. The hypothalamus is doing that. The adrenals are doing this because of all of the hormonal triggers that are going through the bloodstream. And it's like, what? Is anybody in charge?
The tube is playing too loud.
Yes. Is anybody in charge here?
Well, the body's a miraculous and it will adjust. But hey, Ageless Thyroid will feed and rebuild and help and loop the endocrine system back together so it produces the minuscule amount of hormone it needs every second of the day. Now, isn't that better? Let's say you're under a whole lot of stress and, something happens.
Your cortisol levels are just through the ceiling.
Yeah, your endocrine system, your hormonal system just adjusts beautifully. And, I know a lot of women out there are on hormone replacement therapy. We're not condemning you. Your body can handle such things. But isn't it better if your own body does it in the second that you need it? Instead of taking these huge blasts of levothyroxine every morning, or thyroxine, the most powerful substance known to man. But I tell you, I am so excited for this Ageless Thyroid because I took each of the ingredients inside of this product that we compounded ourselves.
How many different ingredients?
Oh, I don't know.
Half a dozen different bottles
at least, and it's in my book. I've delineated it all out, but I'm just so excited about this because I took all of these ingredients separately for years to support and heal my thyroid. Not to bring in a hormone and try to take the place of my own thyroid.
Yeah.
I supported and healed my thyroid, and I also, here's this little teeny thing, melted away my breast lumps.
Yes.
Oh, that's huge. It was such a pain to take all those pills, and it was much more expensive to do that way. So we created this food thyroid product to simplify the process, make it cheaper, and give everybody the same healing foods to support their endocrine, emotional, and hormonal health in a much easier and cost-effective way.
Well, who would need this? Who would be looking for this?
Everybody. And even men. I mean, even men need this.
Well, what are some of the symptoms that would go with this? What would be going on in somebody's life that they would think that they need something like this?
Well, here's the thing. We always talk about hypothyroid and hyperthyroidism.
Yeah.
Hardly anybody's hyperthyroid.
Or Hashimoto's
Autoimmune
thyroiditis.
Disease. Autoimmune diseases and Graves' disease and all these things. What your thyroid needs is simply to be fed. And that's the incredible thing about this product.
Who would want that? Who would be looking for this? Who
has a thyroid?
Well, a 3-year-old wouldn't need this.
No.
But maybe a 30-year-old. And what would be going on in their life what would be taking place in their bodies that would indicate they would even think about using something like this?
Well, depression. Weight gain. I can never say this word.
Lethargy.
Lethargy.
Yeah.
Why can I never say that word?
Because that has nothing to do with your life. You are the least lethargic people I know.
Yes, but it did for years and years and years. I just turned 57, and I feel better than I did in my 20s and my 30s. I think I feel better than I did in my teens because my dad, slammed me with every drug there was. Bless his heart. But, we're a medical family. So we didn't ever think about healing and restoring and repairing and all those types of things. So in my teens, I remember wanting to invent a machine that would bend over for me. I remember my kids. Yes, and I remember my kids talking about, because I would never bend over. I was so exhausted and tired, and I don't know.
If you bend over, you went right on down to the floor?
Yes, systemic exertion intolerance disorder is what they're calling it now.
What?
Systemic exertion. S-E, exhaustion, I-D. S-E. No, disorder. Yeah. Systemic exertion intolerance. It's a thing, Jack.
SEID.
It's a thing. Yeah. I'm sure I would have been diagnosed with that.
I have a condition. My whole
Don't
body...
Don't you dare make fun of women. This is really tough. This is really hard.
I'm sorry.
Yes. I mean, I'm telling you,
I was thinking of somebody in particular.
Okay, but that is literally what I had for years and years and years. They call it fibromyalgia. They call it chronic fatigue. They call it all kinds of things. But it is your endocrine system crashing. I mean, crashing to the ground.
Well, if it goes...
I couldn't stand for more than 5 minutes. I'm sorry, am I talking over you? No, I would walk into a room, and if there was a line, like a bank or something, and there was a line, or at the airport, I would turn and walk away. And I'd see people bringing the people in wheelchairs up, and I'm thinking, I need that. This is in my 20s and 30s.
My goodness.
I was so exhausted. So I really empathize with these women that are so exhausted, and truly, they're lost. They go to their doctor, and their doctor gives them hormones. And yes, like you said, like we began the podcast, yes, it makes them feel great to get levothyroxine or Armour or Synthroid or anything. And, they go off of it and they crash because their own thyroid is not producing the most important hormone in the entire world. Did I do that right?
That was good. Thyroxine.
Yeah, thyroxine. So your own hormone glands producing this is the best thing in the world. So what we put together is a product that is unparalleled. There is no product like this in the world.
None.
Because it doesn't just have herbs in it, although it does. It doesn't just have iodine in it, although it does. It doesn't just have zinc and L-tyrosine, which is the most important amino acid to help build these hormones. It doesn't just have all these things in it. It has, drum roll, Dum-da-da-dum. It has glandulars
Desiccated glandulars.
Desiccated glandulars.
What, now explain what that
hormones,
is.
mind you. They're certified hormone free. But desiccated glandulars is literally the actual thyroid, pituitary. Oh, and we have anterior pituitary in it too for the luteal phase of your menstrual period. And we have hypothalamus and adrenal in it.
Wow.
Now, I'm telling you, there is no product like this in the world. And it has changed women's lives in so many ways.
Over the last 2 years.
Almost 2 years. This product's been out. Long Life Energy Enzyme's been out a little bit longer, which is phenomenal for digestion. But I'm telling you, this product is going to take over the world. It is the best, most amazing product for the thyroid. I wish I'd had this in my teens.
I enjoy listening when I'm in the clinic, a woman who's standing there at the counter ordering Ageless Thyroid, and another woman standing next to her, and they don't know each other at all. And they say, "Oh, you use that too? Oh my gosh, are you kidding?"
Yeah, it's stunning.
And all of a sudden, community. All of a sudden, they're best friends.
Well, there's nothing like this out there.
No.
You know, the thing about a lot of the thyroid products on the market, in fact, if you go look on on Amazon, which they yanked our product off of Amazon because it actually works. So frustrating. So anyway, they yanked it. You can't find it on Amazon, but that's okay. Go to agelessthyroid.com. You'll find it.
Agelessthyroid.com.
Yeah. But what was my point? I forgot my point.
Well, you were talking. I know where you're going with this
so
because
upset.
you're talking about comparing this to the thyroid products that are on Amazon.
Yes. So on Amazon, if you go to Amazon, they have all kinds of thyroid products there, but they all have herbs. Some of them have iodine, which is impressive, and minerals. You know, the iodine and the selenium and zinc, and some of them have.
But there's something they don't have.
Oh, it's so huge, and let me tell you why. They don't have glandulars. And you know, we have a testimonial on agelessthyroid.com. If you go to that, then you'll see the testimonials and stuff. And it's a woman that had hyperthyroidism, which is, you know, they always tell you don't take iodine when you have hyperthyroidism. But because ours has the glandulars that balances it all out, she literally said, Ageless Thyroid saved my life.
Yeah.
So I don't want to read her whole testimonial, but you can read it if you go to agelessthyroid.com. You can read it. And because it is a balanced product that has the herbs. But see, you know, these products on Amazon that just have the herbs in it, and they've got some nice herbs in them. I'm not knocking them. But the problem with herbs is they're not food. They're medicinal.
Yes.
And they don't necessarily
They have
heal.
a drug-like effect.
They have a drug-like effect. I mean, I you know, they're plants and they're okay. But the problem is because they have the medicinal effect, they like, bam, they
force.
It's like beating a dying horse. Sure, you're going to get a little bit of energy out of it. You take the thyroid product, you know, with all the herbs in it, and you're going to feel better. You are. But it doesn't have the foundational healing food in it that rebuilds the thyroid, the adrenals, the hypothalamus, the pituitary, and loops them all together, which Ageless Thyroid has. And that is the glandulars. That is the difference between our product and all the other products out there.
So you were talking a little earlier about hypo and hyperthyroidism. I think we ought to contradistinguish here between the two of them.
Well, here's the thing, baby. People fluctuate between the two. Now, there's some clear lines. You know, you can see a person, you can see the symptoms of a hypothyroid.
Dry, coarse hair, loss of eyebrow hair, puffy face, enlarged thyroid, which is goiter, which is why they started putting iodine tablets on kids' desktops back in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah, not now, man.
Slower heartbeat, arthritis, cold intolerance, depression, dry skin, fatigue, forgetfulness, heavy menstrual periods, infertility, muscle aches, weight gain, constipation, brittle nails, all these things associated with not having enough thyroid. Yeah. By contrast, those who have too much and an overactive thyroid, how does Ageless thyroid help an overactive thyroid, because the overactive thyroid has been caught in a loop that it can't get out of.
Well,
and malnutrition feeds that every bit as much as hypo.
Yes.
So we need to feed a hyperthyroid.
Let me explain this a little bit deeper, and you guys can get this. I know you guys out there are all bright enough to understand this. When we're GAP certified practitioners, and when your gut is so unhealthy, which so many people have right now.
Well, probably 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Well, it produces these toxins that literally plug up the receptor sites for thyroxine. Remember, thyroxine, the most powerful hormone in the world?
Hormone.
So here's your thyroid. It's just pumping out this, the pituitary stimulating, the thyroid stimulating hormone, the TSH that you'll see on tests. It's stimulating the thyroid, saying, produce more thyroid, produce more or thyroxine. We need more thyroxine because nothing's getting into the body. So the thyroid's just working 24 hours a day.
Even though there's tons of thyroxine in the system.
Tons going through the bloodstream, and eventually it just gets
But the thyroxine
destroyed.
Receptor site on the cell is plugged with something else.
Plugged.
So the thyroxine can't get into the cell. The cell does not function the way it's supposed to.
Nothing functions.
Nothing
well.
does.
Your metabolism, everything. And Dr. McBride explains this a little deeper. We're not going to get into that tonight, but it mimics the thyroid hormone. It's almost the same as the thyroid hormone, and it plugs up the receptors. So here's your thyroxine going through your bloodstream going, hey, where's my home? Where's my home? Where's my home? And it can't find a home, and eventually just gets destroyed and gets taken out of your body. But your poor little thyroid is working to death. And so it becomes, for a short time, hyperthyroid.
So with hyper, you're going to see hair loss, bulging eyes, sweating, again an enlarged thyroid, rapid heartbeat, difficulty sleeping, heat intolerance, infertility, irritability, muscle weakness, nervousness, scant menstrual periods.
Every so often.
Weight loss, frequent bowel movements, warm, moist palms, tremor of the fingers, and very soft nails.
Yeah. So, we read both of these different symptoms, and a lot of them,
Some of them are the same on both sides.
Well, they cross over because, like I was telling in the story, you become hyperthyroid. And literally, your thyroid is working itself to death, trying desperately to help out all the systems of the body that are screaming for thyroxine, but it can't get in.
Yeah.
So, of course, the most important thing is to get the gut healthy. And guys, that's not hard. It's really not hard. A couple, 3 months, and you've got it.
We have some podcasts on that, starting with 4, 42, and 43, talking about the gut, the
and
importance
saving
of a
your
healthy
life
gut.
in 2018.
I don't remember that number.
Yeah, well, it was
It was January of 2018 that came out.
GAP Soup, Saving Your Life in 2018. So you get your gut healthy. It takes about 3 months, maybe, well, that's a bad case. Maybe a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
some people in as little as a couple of weeks can notice a big change.
Yes. And listen, go to our website, forbiddendoctor.com, and take the free symptom survey.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And we'll tell you what to take for the GAPS diet, some supplementation that you probably won't get in your diet. And you do that. But then you feed your thyroid with Ageless Thyroid.
What an idea.
You feed
Instead
it.
of drugging it like the horse that's starting to fall down off its feet onto the ground, beat that beggar, you feed it and watch what happens to an organ that's been designed by your own inner intelligence when you were developing inside of mama and the developing of the thyroid thereafter. All that magic is still there.
Yep.
It just needs the food to trigger that reaction.
Yeah, and the problem is when your thyroid completely becomes hyper and then it crashes, you become hypothyroid. And so then you got I still can't say it.
Lethargy?
Lethargy.
Leth.
It's not spelled right. I think that's the thing. No, actually, it probably is spelled right. It's got the phonic part to it.
If they get the TH out there.
Lethargy. So you get lethargy, you get exhaustion, you get tired, you get ornery, you get depressed, you get anxiety, you get short-tempered, and you're not like that. You don't want that to be in your life. So you just need to feed your hypothyroid. So today, September 12th, 2018, we launched the most incredible worldwide campaign for Ageless Thyroid. And I'm telling you, it is going to
If you've used it,
Heal the world.
you know what Mary's talking about. If you haven't used it, you have got to start using it.
If you go to agelessthyroid.com, you will get sent a free special gift. It's just a special report. I shouldn't say just, but it is a story of a woman that took Ageless Thyroid, and the change in her, I detail in that story, is just...
It's striking.
Mm-hmm.
It's
stunning.
striking.
In a couple of months. And here's the thing. Ageless Thyroid does the work for you.
What do you mean?
All you have to do is take the pill. It feeds you, because you know what? Your body's magnificent. And if you can give it the nutrients it needs, it will do the work for you. It's not Ageless Thyroid that does the work. Your body does the work. But this is just giving it the brick and mortar and the nutrients it needs to rebuild and heal and start producing.
Yeah, that magic that made your body heals your body.
That's
and
right.
can restore your body. It just needs the raw material to do it. So let's talk about what's in, for just a few moments here, let's talk about what's in Ageless Thyroid.
Well, there's desiccated whole thyroid, and it's thyroxine-free. It's certified hormone-free. So if you're taking HRT, if you're taking Synthroid, you're taking levothyroxine, this will not be contraindicated with
this
that.
will not affect your prescriptive support of the
Not
thyroid.
one single bit. Then, of course, the other thing it has is iodine. And, you have to explain iodine, how you cannot make thyroxine without iodine.
Well, thyroxine is an iodine-based molecule in the body. It's a compound, and people have heard of T3 and T4. Well, there's a T1 and a T2. You've almost never find T1 and T2 outside of the thyroid. But T3 means it has 3 ions of iodine.
So you need iodine.
T4 means it has 4 ions of
so you
iodine.
need iodine.
And that's a very stable molecule. That's the storage form of iodine.
Mm-hmm.
You take off one of those little iodine ions, and you've got part of the molecule missing, and it becomes reactive. That's why the active portion of your thyroid hormone is usually the T3 form.
And that gives you energy.
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
So the me, Mary, in my 20s and 30s that couldn't stand in line, couldn't bend over. My kids complained constantly about how I could never pick anything up. I was so exhausted all the time. I remember crawling up the stairs to my bedroom at night, literally crawling up the stairs after work, falling into my bed and telling my kids, don't talk to me, don't touch me, don't breathe on me. I was so exhausted. I literally couldn't. I would go to bed having to pee.
Wow.
But I didn't have the energy to go the 20 feet to the toilet. I just laid there all night. Luckily, I was long. It was, I was in my 20s, so I could hold it all night. And literally in the morning, I would just dash to the bathroom. And then often I would throw up because I was so exhausted.
Wow.
I couldn't fall asleep. I couldn't wake up in the morning. My hormone system was just a mess. And here I am at 57 years old. I fall asleep quickly. I pop out of bed in the morning.
You sure do.
I have energy that I've never had. And I'm telling you, I did it the hard way. I literally took a gazillion supplements, and I put them all in one supplement for you.
So we've got desiccated whole thyroid bovine sourced. We have iodine. We also have selenium, which is required for T4 to T3 conversion. And
it also helps the body with degenerative diseases.
Yes, that's
just
true.
That little thing.
We have L-tyrosine. It's an amino acid, and it is required for T4 and T3 production. It's the main component of many hormones outside of the thyroid, for that matter.
Yeah.
And zinc, which is very important because it's a part of the healing aspect of the immune system, and it helps to reestablish normal thyroid function.
And that helps you guys out there with your prostate.
Yes,
just
it does.
saying,
Yes, it does.
Ageless Thyroid's for everybody.
So what's the desiccated stuff? Desiccated means dried out, of course. The hypothalamus, the whole pituitary, the anterior pituitary, the suprarenal, adrenal, the very outside aspect of the adrenal gland itself.
Well, that's the part that produces hormones for controlling the metabolism of proteins and carbohydrates and fats.
Yes.
And it also supports inflammation, anti-inflammatory, and stress handling.
Yes.
That's what's so cool.
It helps the
so we
adrenals
support the
to
adrenals.
regulate cortisol levels. And so what we do is we put in these glandulars in
Nobody
a very
has.
dried condition in a small amount, because they have inside of them the protomorphogens that trigger better glandular tissue development. That's probably a lot of big words at once. In other words, it helps to trigger better hormone function and the production of the hormones that come from that
Yes,
gland.
and you know, the Indians used to give the raw adrenal gland to their pregnant women. Raw.
Oh, yeah.
Raw. Oh.
The raw buffalo. And in the Inuit and the Eskimo,
Because they were raising warriors.
of North America, they get the raw adrenal gland of the caribou.
Yeah.
Because they know that when women have that gland, they will produce incredibly powerful babies.
It's got the most vitamin C in it. Yep.
So we got some
Rebuilding
herbs. We have
collagen.
4 herbs. Bladder rack. I mean,
Yeah.
that almost sounds like a tool of torture. Put them on the bladder rack.
Well, this
and
normalizes-
rack their bladder.
This helps normalize thyroid dysfunction. It helps your metabolism. Oh, that's a buzzword right there. So we can lose weight. It helps energy production. And it actually contains a little bit of iodine in and of itself. So that's very, very good. And then
Bacopa.
and this helps
Her name was Lola. She was a at the. Oh, that's the
the Copacabana. No.
Copacabana. That's what it was.
Cabana, yeah.
This is Bacopa.
This is an adaptogenic herb. In other words, it adapts to what you need, and it supports the regulation of your thyroid hormones, but it helps with memory. Oh, who's getting brain fog out there, women?
What did you say?
Memory, you need this. Your brain function, mental clarity, and concentration and focus. You know, we give this a lot to kids, too. This is an incredible herb. I really, really love it. Then
Then we have
herb.
ashwagandha, also called withania.
Yeah, this is really a powerful herb. It's another adaptogenic herb. It will adapt to what you need. So if you're under stress, it will help out. If you're not, it helps out. But it helps to reduce the effects of cell damage. Oh, can we say wrinkles, women? And it also produces the feeling of well-being. It helps to reduce insomnia, and it helps the body age better.
And guys, let me tell you something. Ashwagandha was only given to the princes of India because it would give a man the strength of 1,000 horses.
I forgot about that.
Yes, that's what it was known for, to give a man the
Yes.
strength of 1,000 horses.
Builds testosterone, it must.
builds testosterone in a man.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we made sure that was in there.
Well, see, that's in our funnel where we say, who you women that don't want sex anymore? I mean, this is what will bring
Yes.
the libido back.
Yes.
Okay.
And then something called gugulipid.
Gugulipid.
Gugulipid. It's actually an extract from what's the term for it? It grows on a tree, and it's kind of a matrix that comes out of this material that grows on a particular tree in India, and it helps to convert T4 to T3. But it also helps with Hashimoto's autoimmune problems.
Yeah, that's why it helps people with hyperthyroidism.
Right.
That's right.
Right, so we made sure there was good old gugulipid.
And it stimulates an increase in iodine uptake. So in other words, the iodine you're taking, which is in the product, it will help absorb it in. So it
Yes.
softens your skin. It also helps oxygen consumption and skeletal muscle tissue.
Yes.
Whoa, who knew? Little side
I think that's
benefit
it. I
thing.
think that's it for the ingredients.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Today is the launch. Just go to agelessthyroid.com. We won't keep you here. Read the story of the beautiful woman that said, you can't pry this ageless thyroid out of my cold, dead hands.
Yes.
Read that story. Read the testimonials of the women that have taken it. This isn't a brand new product. This has been out for a couple of years. We've tested it.
But we are selling it around the world now.
Everywhere. Yeah, we are so excited about this. And can you tell we're just a little bit excited? So go to Ageless.
Yes, we are.
You can go to agelessthyroid.com and read more about it and learn more about it. We
There
actually have.
is no other product like this in the world.
And if you go there right now, I don't know how long this is, we have 3 incredible deals on Ageless Thyroid,
Oh, yeah.
which we're just doing as an introductory thing because we want to bring this to the world. So jump on now, agelessthyroid.com. And then if you want to do gaps first and get that gut healthy first, which we recommend, go to ForbiddenDoctor.com.
Take the symptom survey.
Yep. Take the symptom survey. You not only get a personalized protocol for that, but you get a 30-minute consult, if you want it, on the phone with one of our nutritionists and clean out that gut, take the Ageless Thyroid, and you will be sailing free. We also have a little deal in there for LIA enzymes, long life energy enzymes.
Yeah, special on that.
Yeah. So you guys, thanks for listening. We just wanted a quick, fast, incredible podcast about this launch. We're so excited to bring it to the whole world. And we do want to say the most important thing.
Yes, the most important thing of this 30 minutes is the statements made above about specific products have not been evaluated by the United States Food and Drug Administration and not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. All information provided or any information contained on or any product label or packaging or any of this handout is for informational purposes only. It's not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or other healthcare professional.
Oh, and we're very serious about that.
Oh, yeah. You know, I might poke a little fun at it. But those of you who are under the serious care of a practicing healthcare professional, you may want to talk to him about this.
And do not stop taking your
this does not
or your Synthroid.
This does
you
not
will crash
replace.
and burn and be super depressed.
Yes.
But you can wean yourself off of it with this because you will be rebuilding your thyroid at the same time.
Yes,
you're
do not stop
weaning
your meds.
yourself off.
Yeah, you do not stop meds without the permission of your prescribing physician.
Okay, you guys, go out and tell your family and friends. Tell everybody. Everybody in the world needs this. Let's start a worldwide transformation of our endocrine and our hormonal systems.
AgelessThyroid.com.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Forbidden Doctor podcast. If you are curious about long life energy enzymes or ageless thyroid, you can purchase them without a membership from our website at ForbiddenDoctor.com or get our enzyme formula from Amazon.com by searching the full term Long Life Energy Enzymes. Don't forget to take our obligation-free symptom survey to get a free personalized supplement protocol recommended for you by Dr. Jack, Mary, or one of our qualified nutritionists. Take the survey, get a call from our nutritionist to create a protocol and a patient login, then use that login to see your own personal protocol along with any favorites you've saved from our symptom library. Remember, our website and our clinic are here for you always.